So in this video, we're going to be creating a first purchase anniversary flow. Now, this flow is very self-explanatory. All you're really doing is sending emails to people who have, they made a purchase, and what we're doing is we're tracking when they made that purchase, so that when a year goes by and it's their anniversary, we have a way of, saying, hey, look, you placed an order literally 1 year from now. Thank you so much, and it's our anniversary, basically just as if we got married, and we're just sending emails based on that. That's basically what this whole flow is about. Like, there's really no complicated structure towards. It's just the fact that we're rewarding people for making an order and staying with us for a year, and rewarding them for staying with us for a year. So we're going to be building out this flow, explaining more about it, and yeah, we're just going to get right into it. All right, so this is the anniversary first time purchase flow right here. So what we're doing is we will be tagging people based on their first ever order. So if we go down to your anniversary criteria, tag first purchase dates. Now, the reason why we want to tag the first purchase dates is we want to know when that first purchase date occurred. Now, if you wanted to kind of enrich your current, subscribers, that's going to be something very, very different and very, very complicated. So the note that I included here was like, these are long-term custom brand flows. So what does this mean? This means that when you create your Klaviyo account, when you first, set it up with Shopify and you're ready to start going, you want to make sure you have this tag in place immediately. Why? Because as soon as people make a purchase, we're already tagging them. And we're going to go over how to actually do that and how it's going to be set up. And so basically what this says right here is when somebody first purchase date, what it's going to do is it's going to mark them or tag them their first purchase date, and then we're going to send them emails according to that first purchase date. Ignore this right here. Obviously, we're not going to wait 60 to 90 days. We're going to wait like a year. But this is a very simple flow that we're going to actually get set up. But before we get into it, here are some examples of kind of what you can expect in these flows. This is an example of a recharge, flow. Now, the reason why I'm using this as an example is because when people first make that purchase on your website, it's going to look very similar to the messaging of this. So what we're saying in this recharge, email is, we're so thankful for you subscribing to our goods. It shows that you loved it once and want to re-experience that savory feeling again. This really helps. This really means a lot, and is exactly why we take 10% off every one of your current orders. So what we're doing in this email is we're essentially rewarding people for sticking around and really just emphasizing the fact that they stayed with us, and we're rewarding them for that. This is the same messaging you will kind of want to use within your anniversary flow emails. Because the gist is that we are just rewarding people who stuck around, and they just, they made an order a year prior. We want to reward them for staying within our email list. Now, obviously, if the people are no longer in the email, so they're obviously not going to get it. These are only for people who have stuck around. Now, this is very, very simple. All we're doing is rewarding those people who are going to, receive these anniversary emails. So how do we go ahead and tag these people so that we know their first purchase date? So what we're going to do is we're going to create a flow within Klaviyo, and fortunately, Klaviyo has this already built out for us. So when we hit create flow and go over to all of our selections within Klaviyo, all we have to do is hit tag, and you're going to see tag first purchase date. Now, again, you want to set this up when you first set up your Klaviyo account so that you actually have this already running, so that as soon as somebody places an order, they're going to get tagged as, create first purchase date as today. And then that's going to basically enrich their data so we know when they actually made that first purchase. So this is a dummy account, so it's not going to show. I'm going to go into an actual account and show you guys how this will look within your account. And yeah. All right, so this is how our tag first purchase flow is going to look. When somebody places an order and our profile filters are set to place order equals 1 over all time, this flow is going to create a property update of first purchase as today. So as you can see right here, we have create new property. So as soon as somebody places an order and their placed order equals 1 over all time, what this means is when somebody places an order and it's literally their first order over all time, it's going to mark as their first purchase date. So this is going to create a new property for those people, and it's going to use the current date when this step is reached. So it's basically going to track the exact date that somebody's going to place an order, their first ever order with your actual brand. So very, very simple flow, nothing too complicated. But you want to set this up as soon as possible so you know for a fact that these people, they made their first purchase, and it's really just a simple flow that you can just go ahead and just turn on immediately, and it's just going to go ahead and just track people's first ever purchase date. And what we're going to use this for is for this anniversary flow, where we can actually get those people who made that first ever purchase, and we can then send them beautiful emails like this. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. So as you can see, we are in our flow library, and all we have to do is just type in anniversary, and then you'll see the standard Shopify flow right here already built out. So basically, as you can see in the description, celebrate the day someone first became a customer with a special message and discount to keep these customers happy and, more importantly, coming back for more. So we're just going to go ahead and just remove this, and we're going to trigger it for the first purchase date. So we just hit create the flow. So what this is telling us is when somebody triggers this, it's going to be their first purchase date on the date property, 11 a.m., and on whichever day it falls on. And this is going to repeat every single year. So this is what the way Klaviyo has it built out automatically for us. And you can choose when this actually fires at what time of the day. And it looks like they went ahead and split this based on whether somebody placed an order at least 2 times overall time. So somebody who has placed an order at least twice overall time is going to receive this email right here where it just talks about their first purchase date. So whoever actually places an order at least twice overall time, they'll receive this email. And whoever places an order they didn't actually place at least 2 orders overall time, they're going to receive this one. And it looks like this one we're going to be rewarding 10%, a 10% off discount for these people. Now, what I would like to do in this flow is I wouldn't actually split it based on whether somebody purchased or not. I know this is more complicated, but I would actually simplify this more by just removing the split and just making it so that they're receiving like 10% off regardless. Because at the end of the day, like if this is going to repeat every single year, we want to reward the people regardless. Like, and I will say, this is more of a simpler version. If you want to keep rewarding people, like based on like place order, you can go ahead and do that. But for these people, since they stuck around for a year, since they stuck with us for 365 days, we want to reward them regardless. So we went ahead and just simplified it. So now it's just going to be email 1, and then email 1 is just going to be the 10% off regardless of whether they place X amount of orders or not. Again, you can always modify this to what you like, but we want to actually reward them regardless. And then what we like to do is that not everybody's going to go ahead and make a purchase in email 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of send them like 2 or 3 emails throughout the day to see, whether they would actually convert or not. So we like to do, just like we did with the birthday flow, let's just say 4 hours later, we're going to send out a reminder of this email 1, and then we're going to do another reminder as well. So we're going to move this down, do another one. And it really depends on how aggressive you want to be with these. So for example, let's just say that we want to do like a 3-day delay. So we're going to do a 3-day delay for when somebody receives this. So we're going to save, and this is how it's going to look. Now, just like we said with how you design these, you want to talk about how they stuck with you for so long. You want to talk about how these people stuck around for a whole entire year. So that's a pretty big thing. You want to basically glorify them and then incentivize them to reward themselves with some type of offer for sticking around for so long. So this is really just how you build out the anniversary flow. It's really much less of a build out because Klaviyo already has the innate build out for you. You can always modify it based on placed orders, but we like to go ahead and simplify this. And if this isn't performing, what we do is we try out the default template that Klaviyo has and see how that performs. So there's always different ways you can troubleshoot these based on performance. So you're actually converting these people and you're actually making more sales. So if you are an e-commerce brand and you want something like this built up for you guys, our website's mvlbmedia.com. We write the emails, design the emails, and basically do done for your email and SMS marketing.